So today is 5 days of the surgery, and today I had my first dumping, and it was totally my fault. Like, it was so stupid, because simply what happened is that last night was the first night I could sleep on my back. It was heavenly, though I would have loved to have a body pillow just to prop me up a little bit and have something against the stomach to prop the stomach up specifically. But it was really nice and I slept really, really long. But on the other hand, the thing was that it looks dirty. Better. The thing was that since I slept so long, I got woken up and had slept like maybe 3 hours more than I usually do, which meant that I hadn't taken the pain meds as early as I usually do. So I was out of pain meds, I had slept really long, and when I got to breakfast, I started to eat, and I got the sugared one, which I haven't had for breakfast before. I've only had like vanilla at the top, otherwise it's been natural or simple stuff. But I got the ordinary sugar yogurt, which I bought for like 11 cents essentially. And it might have added to it or not, I'm not sure. But then I ate too fast. Like, first I got the meds and swallowed them and drank too much. And then I got a little bit stressed because my stepfather started to pack all the breakfast away. Which made me feel like I was going to sit there alone and eat my breakfast, and I haven't even started fully yet. So it stressed me out a little bit, so I ate too fast. And when I was done, I felt like, I shouldn't have done that. I done goofed. So I was really bad for a while there. Like, I was cold sweating. I don't know if that's a term, but it's like you feel you're sweating, but it feels cold. And the stomach hurt, all the scars hurt, and then there was like a big freaking lid just shoved straight into my solar plexus. And it was just like, no, stop it, just stop. And then it was like, I was feeling very faint, nauseous. I was like, I'm gonna barf. I'm so gonna barf. But then I didn't, and I kind of got back into it like half an hour later. It took me a while, but I was like, I'm not gonna do that again. Finished. So I was like, I really want a shower because I haven't had a proper shower since the surgery. I had a quick one the day after because I was in so much pain in my shoulder that I took a shower, but I didn't wash my hair or anything like that, so I really wanted it showered and clean. So I went ahead and did that, and in the middle of the shower, when I was adding the conditioner, I was feeling like, oh no, oh lord, I done goofed again. And I felt really, really nauseous and started to making the hurling sounds of doom and just spit everywhere. Now here's the good part. Since both my parents have some disabilities, there are rails in the shower and a shower chair. So I could sit down on the shower chair and just like, we're not gonna barf. It hurts too much. We're not gonna barf. And I still tried to hurl, but nothing came up. So I sat there for a good while like, we gotta finish the shower. And got through the shower. And then came out and I'm like, Mom, we have an escapee. And she was like, what? What escapee? Then one of the patches had gone loose. The same freaking one that got loose the last time too. So I had to change that. Which I thought was like, if you're gonna fall loose, good did it after a shower because I'm clean. And I had just taken a brand new shower, a brand new towel that was newly washed and everything, so good thing. So I just slapped that bad boy on there and was good to go. Hopefully that one will sit, but I'm kind of watching some of the other ones and like, stay put. You just need to stay put until Friday. Because on Friday, assumingly, we're gonna remove the stitches if everything looks well enough. It's kind of like, it's supposed to be 10 to 12 days. But the thing is that 10 is on, so either I would have to do it on Friday or Monday. And I feel like it would be nice to get rid of it sooner. So they said like, okay, we'll check on it. If we can, we will remove it on Friday. Otherwise, we'll just reschedule and do it later. It depends on how it looks. And they also seemed surprised it wasn't agrafs. It was just ordinary stitches. At least the one I've seen. I've only seen one. But they itch like a son of a bitch. But it's also been like, I feel weird in my stomach a bit. It hurts. I'm very tender. And the bruise has gotten bigger. Like, huge. And it's a weird kind of pain because it's like, it's not quite as bad as I thought it would be, but it's still kind of like the honeymoon is kind of over because the shoulder doesn't hurt anymore, so now it's just the stomach that hurts, and it's not very pleasant at all. It's hard to describe it. It's like you have a tummy ache and menstrual cramps at once, and they're just laying there massaging like a kitty, just going patty cake and hurting all the time. So I'm thankful for meds. Thank fuck. But I also was well enough, so we went out and I got to drive my stepfather's Buick. His 70s car, I think it is. I will post some pictures of it. It was very weird because one, it's very big and it's on automat, and I've only driven manual stick before, so it was very weird and kind of anxious. I was like, I'm gonna drive this car into the rails and they're gonna kill me, but apparently everything was well. And then we went to a local car dealer and looked at some cars, and I found a car I really liked. The only issue with it was that it's a diesel, which is kind of expensive to actually, like diesel is pretty expensive here in Sweden. I don't know if it's everywhere. I don't know cars. I just go vroom vroom. A car has a wheel and has a turning wheel and 4 wheels. That's about it. But it was a really nice and comfy car, so I really liked it. But it goes on diesel. And the taxes for it was a bit on the higher side, so we'll see. I will think it over, but the good thing is that I'm gonna get new summer wheels on it, and they were gonna fix everything that was faulty on it before allowing me to get it, so it would be nice too. It was a nice car and I really liked it, but at the same time I'm a bit worried because it is a big buy. I think it's like the biggest buy of my adulthood. But it would be worth it at the same time because it's a car that it's more expensive than I had thought of, but at the same time it would be more, it would last me longer than a shitty car I bought off Craigslist or something. So essentially that. But after that I was so pooped. I was sweating again, it was time to eat. I was so extremely tired. I just went home, I had some soup, and I slept in the sofa again, falling asleep to Supernatural. No one's surprised anymore. So there's a lot of naps, and I felt that it was a bit too much. And also deep breaths kind of hurt still. It's a challenge because it's so much pain, and it's also time to take another morphine. And the burping hasn't stopped. You burp and burp and burp, and the farts feel amazing. Like, I know that's a disgusting information, but it is. You haven't experienced a wonderful fart until you had a gastric bypass. And it was like heavenly to really let one loose and rip. Because it felt so good for your intestines. Like, oh my god. Like, usually a fart feels kind of nice to let some pressure go, right? But this ain't nothing. This is the most amazing farts of your life. But that's the truth of it. And so far, none of those I've talked to or has, like, they don't really mention it because it's a little bit too much information. But that's the truth. The first while, I just wanted to poot so bad, and I couldn't. And when I finally had a poot, it was heavenly. So the nurses just looked at me like, "What's wrong, honey?" And I'm like, "I farted. It was amazing." And they're like, "Oh, yeah. Understandable. That's good to know, dear." I mean, it was good for them to know, but still. So that was, I think they had their fair share of me. Because I don't know, Jaime made it a goal of making them laugh. So it was like every time one laughed, it was like, I win. And I don't know why that became a mission, honestly. It just was. Maybe it's like an anxiety deflection thing that I do, I'm not sure. So yeah. Otherwise the days have been kind of same. It hasn't been much change. I'm really looking forward to having a cracker still. I just want a cracker with cheese, but also egg and tuna. So there's a lot of cravings going on, but at the same time they're not bad. It's just that I would really like some. It's not like I'm going, I need some. So it's not as bad as on the full fluid diet. I'm still trying to take some of the shakes because they're very good for the protein intake and the nutritional intake. Which yogurt can't give you as much as an extent. And protein puddings feels a bit too, they're all like on the verge, like in between of okay and not. So they take a while. Drinking yogurts are really fine, and ordinary natural yogurt feels the best, honestly. That or vanilla. But it's just 9 more days to go, and then we're gonna get to have a crispy treat. That's gonna be interesting, chewing for the first time in so long. Like over a month, guys. I haven't chewed anything properly for over a month. It's kind of weird, isn't it? I also noticed that my rings are starting to, like, this ring that's sad, perfectly fine, it's starting. Also, I'm noticing on my stomach, which you can see, is that it's kind of melting, and it's making a cat face. You know, like the, oh well, face. And I find that hilarious to find, so I sent it to all my friends that I'm, like, comfortable with. With my stomach going, oh wow. And then 2 painted dots, because I find it so hilarious I couldn't resist. But I'm really noticing that it's slimming fast. And the thing is, we don't have a scale. So I can't weigh in or anything. So that will have to wait until Friday. So I don't have a clue. At this point, it shouldn't matter much. It shouldn't have gone much either. But it's still kind of interesting, you know, since you actually see differences. That's the most interesting part, that I see differences. So I would like to have a little bit of a clue, because it calms me down. I'm not too concerned right now in what I eat. I'm more concerned that I haven't eaten enough. Like, I've had around, I think, 4 meals today. I'm supposed to have around 6, 7-ish. So I really need to get better at that, and I think that For me, 2.5 hours between each meal is too much, because there isn't much time for me to actually eat, and usually by that time I'm starting to get a headache and the pain around the diaphragm. So I think I need to shorten that amount and eat a little more often. Burp. So I get fully into the routine and find a good rhythm for me. Because so far I noticed that I eat a little bit too little, and that is concerning since it doesn't let me have much energy. But at the same time, it's just 5 days since the surgery, I'm still healing. The body's going through changes all. I rearranged my guts, and not in the fun way. So it's not too surprising there. But that's how it is. So we'll see how tonight goes. I think it will be fine. I'm not very tired though, so I might actually pop up my computer and play some or something. Hang out with friends. Just do something. Because I'm not quite ready to go to bed yet. I was asleep for almost 1.5 hours essentially. And I only been awake for about 1. So you can imagine why. It's just kind of the weird whole, like I'm having a cardigan on me and it was really cold, now I'm hot. So it's really, but I'm always sweating. Always. God thank for Deo. It doesn't help with warm pets either, because both the dog, Radar, and the 2 cats, Ossie and Trulsa, they want to be really close and up and personal. And they get super hot. So hot. Like when my dog is laying on me, she doesn't lay fully on me. She's on my, like, close to my side and with her head in my lap. That's nothing compared to these fucking heaters. If there's a zombie apocalypse, all you need are those pets, because they're gonna keep you warm. But yeah, I think that's a good amount of update. We're in 70 minutes in, so good enough rambling. But yeah, I feel like each other day is kind of enough right now. And as many people said, it's hard to continue doing a vlogging where it's all about the bypass, because at some point you're gonna hit a routine or a normal for you, and then there is a much report because it's normal. But I will try to keep it going as far as I can. It's just that right now there's a lot for me to handle, like mentally, pain-wise, and well, so far the day hasn't been really different. I'm feeling a bit better today, even though I hadn't to be. So I think that either I will continue with like each other day as far as I go, or I will start doing once a week or so. We'll see. I don't know. It might be that once I get back I start doing once a day again. You never know. I think it's more the environment and feeling calm enough to sit down doing this and then edit, because I have to edit a little bit, like cutting in pictures and text and such, and I do it from my phone. It goes pretty well. That's also why you see the Filmorago logo down in the corner. But it takes a little bit of time, and I need to have the energy for that. But so far it has been each other day. But it also gives me more to tell with more substance than just me being I don't know what I'm doing with my life. Like that. But yeah, so far so good. We'll see how it goes. Today is Monday. Yeah. So I will go off and I will edit, and then we'll see what the heck I will do. Maybe jump in a phone call or something. Bye.